after they are done with Diddy, Jay Z is up next to be exposed, right?
10 years.
Mr. Diddy, aka Mr. Love. Now,
No, Sean Carter.
Jay.
So the rumors about Diddy and Jay Z have taken such a shocking turn, it's making everyone's head spin. We're hearing whispers, and these aren't just any whispers, about betrayal and secret deals with the feds. Can you even imagine? Diddy, who everyone thought was ride or die with Jay Z, might have turned against him to save his own skin. This isn't just your regular music industry drama, honey. We're talking about an empire crumbling, built on power, loyalty, and those unspoken rules everyone knows but nobody talks about. The stakes? We're talking freedom for one and possibly prison for the other. Let me spill all this piping hot tea.
Combs is separated from the general population, right? He's with, or was with, Sam Bankman-Fried at least. And the irony there is that's someone who was granted bail, tried to tamper with witnesses, so the judge revoked his bail. So that just goes to show how these federal judges feel about witness tampering before trial.
So here's the shocking scoop. Diddy, who's currently caught in this absolute nightmare of legal troubles, is rumored to have made this mind-blowing deal with the FBI. I mean, can you even? The whispers started flying after they put him behind bars. And let me tell you, what happened next is absolutely wild. Word on the street is that federal prosecutors came to him with this jaw-dropping offer, basically saying, hey, point fingers at others and we might go easier on you. And guess who they were most interested in? Hold on to your seats because this is crazy. None other than Jay Z himself. And we're not talking about some minor incident. These allegations go back decades, honey. Decades.
Still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know.
But wait, it gets even juicier. The most scandalous part, Diddy supposedly didn't just name Jay Z, he's apparently painting himself as both a witness and a victim in this whole mess. Can you believe the audacity? This is the same man who's been strutting around like he's untouchable, and now he's supposedly flipping the script to save his own behind. Sources close to the investigation are spilling that this might be Diddy's golden ticket to getting out on bail. If this tea is true, and honey, the pot is steaming, we're about to see the tables turn faster than a DJ at a club night, with Diddy walking free while Jay Z faces the music. Let me take you back to where this whole mess started because, child, this tea needs context. The original lawsuit that kicked off this drama bomb, it goes all the way back to 2000, right after the MTV Video Music Awards. According to these court documents, and trust me, I've been glued to every single detail, there's this woman, only known as Jane Doe, who claims she was basically forced to go to this party. And what allegedly happened next? It's absolutely chilling. We're talking about a fancy chauffeur ride to some lavish mansion, signing what she thought was just some regular old NDA, and then, well, let's just say what allegedly went down behind those closed doors has everyone's jaws on the floor.
And we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay Z is accused of a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit.
Now here's where it gets extra spicy. At first, Diddy was the only one named in this lawsuit, but then, plot twist. Jay Z's name got added later after Jane Doe's legal team came through with some new tea. And honey, this is where everything goes completely sideways. The word on the street is that when Diddy saw the walls closing in, he spotted his chance to change the whole narrative. And not just change it, flip it completely. Sources are saying his legal team reached out to the feds offering up information that could bring others down. But here's the gag. Diddy didn't just name Jay Z as someone who was involved, he supposedly painted this whole picture of himself as someone who was manipulated into the situation. The nerve.
If that's part of the indictment, that's someone like a blackmail. He was blackmailing people to be in the freak-offs. So that's federal. That could be that's a federal charge. He can't blackmail people to say, yo, listen here, you did it once and you're gonna do it again. That ain't gonna make it with the government or nobody.
Let me tell you, this alleged deal has everyone in the industry shook. For years, Diddy and Jay Z were like two peas in a pod. Both started from the bottom and climbed their way to the very top. Their friendship? It was goals, honey. Sure, there was always a bit of competition, but that was just part of their dynamic. But this is next level betrayal. We're not just talking about stabbing a friend in the back. We're talking about potentially bringing down an empire, and the timing absolutely calculated. Diddy's been fighting like crazy to get out of custody, with judges shutting down his bail requests left and right. The prosecutors have been all. He's got private jets and connections everywhere he'll flee. But now, if these rumors are true, his alleged snitching might be his get-out-of-jail-free card. The whispers say his legal team's been working overtime behind the scenes, trying to turn his cooperation into freedom. And while nothing's confirmed yet, just the possibility has the whole industry quaking.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
And you know Jay-Z isn't taking this lying down. He's come out swinging, absolutely furious about these allegations. He's calling it straight up blackmail, honey. His legal team is going hard, filing motions left and right, demanding either the case gets thrown out or this Jane Doe shows her face. I mean, can you blame him? His lawyers wrote this passionate letter to the judge saying he has every right to know who's making these serious accusations. And let me tell you, the impact on his personal life, devastating. Jay-Z himself said, and I'm quoting here because these words are just too powerful, "I mourn yet another loss of innocence." He even called out the accusers, saying only conspiracy theorists and fake physics would believe these claims. The pain in his words, you can literally feel it.
This morning, rap mogul Jay Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a...
But here's the thing, darlings. Despite Jay-Z's denials, these accusations are hanging over him like a dark cloud. Some people are whispering that criminal charges could be coming, especially if Diddy's alleged FBI tea is as scalding as they say. Others think Jay-Z's powerhouse legal team will find a way to make this all disappear. But let's be real, the stakes couldn't be higher for the man who famously called himself not a businessman, but a businessman. If he's found guilty, we're not just talking about losing his freedom. We're talking about watching his entire legacy crumble. And can we talk about the absolute audacity of Diddy's alleged betrayal? These two were literally the gatekeepers of rap. They shaped everything: the sound, the style, the whole culture of a generation. Watching this partnership implode in such a messy, public way, it's like watching a Hollywood blockbuster, except it's all real. According to one insider, and trust me, this source knows their stuff, Diddy has always been playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers, manipulating situations to come out on top.
So yesterday, Monday, Diddy celebrated his 55th birthday, but this year was a lot different. It was no Diddy parties. It was none of that. None of that stuff. Well, happily, so I guess right now. But anyway, so this is his first birthday behind bars.
And let me spill some more tea about what this alleged FBI cooperation means for the whole industry. If Diddy's really out here naming names and pointing fingers to save himself, what does that mean for all those unspoken rules that have kept the hip-hop world turning? Some people are saying this is exactly what the industry needs, finally exposing all those dark corners nobody wants to talk about. But others, they're terrified this could start a domino effect, with everyone throwing everyone else under the bus. Can you imagine the chaos if more big names start falling? The wild part? This relationship between Diddy and Jay Z is absolutely done. What started as this beautiful bromance built on respect and shared dreams has turned into this vicious game of survival. For Diddy, working with the FB, I might be his only way out of this mess he's in. But for Jay-Z, this could be the thing that brings his whole carefully built empire crashing down.
Meantime, let's go back to New York City. Want to get some updates on the case that is unfolding there regarding Sean.
But here's the million-dollar question that's keeping everyone up at night. How much of this is actually true, and how much is just people running their mouths? While we're still waiting for confirmation about Diddy's alleged cooperation, the fact that these rumors even exist tells you everything you need to know about how high the stakes are and how quickly alliances can shift in this game. The whole world is literally watching to see who comes out on top and who ends up destroyed. Let's be real for a minute. How did we get here? How did two of the biggest names in hip-hop go from being besties to potential enemies in this legal nightmare that could rewrite their whole stories. To really understand this drama, we need to look back at their relationship, all the wins, all the tension, everything that led to this moment. Because, honey, while this betrayal might seem to come out of nowhere, the signs were there all along.
I'm not surprised with the decision. I'm surprised that Judge Subramanian entertained it. He held a 2-hour hearing, which we were covering live, and he issued a 5-page written order. Most other judges, including the 2 previous judges, to consider this issue, summarily denied the bail motion. I think a lot of it stems from Judge Subramanian being a newer judge. This is a Biden appointee.
Oh, child, let me take you back to the beginning, because this story of Diddy and Jay Z isn't just about 2 music giants caught in some legal scandal. It's about watching an unbreakable bond completely shatter. To really understand how we got to this messy point, we need to rewind to when they were just 2 hungry guys trying to make it in the music game. Before all the private jets and champagne parties, they were just 2 ambitious dreamers hustling their way out of their neighborhoods. Their friendship wasn't built on fancy dinners and VIP parties, it was built on survival. Both came from places where making it big was just a dream. Diddy, born Sean Combs, grew up in Mount Vernon, New York, losing his father way too young. But let me tell you about his hustle. This man was throwing parties at Howard University, making moves until he landed at Uptown Records, where he helped launch legends like Mary J. Blige and Jodeci. And Jay Z, born Sean Carter in Brooklyn's Marcy Projects, a place he's turned into legend through his lyrics, he built his empire brick by brick, becoming one of the most brilliant lyricists in the game before creating Rockefeller Records with Dame Dash and Kareem Biggs.
So that, they probably didn't see these notes and they never will.
But if you're Diddy, don't you want your notes back?
Yeah.
If you've spent so many hours gathering evidence for your side or, strategy or whatever, for me, I'd be like, oh no, please don't destroy, please return.
By the mid-90s, honey, these 2 were absolutely dominating. Diddy had Bad Boy Records running the game with icons like Notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, and 112, while Jay-Z was quietly building his legacy that would make him hip-hop royalty. And yes, their paths crossed all the time. There was competition, but there was also this deep respect. They weren't just successful, they were revolutionaries, changing how the whole game worked. But let me spill some tea. Even back then, if you knew where to look, you could see the cracks forming. Diddy was all about that spotlight life, darling. Never met a camera he didn't love. Meanwhile, Jay Z played it cool, letting his music and business moves do the talking. This difference in style, it created this underlying tension that just kept building. Word is, Diddy always saw Jay Z as a threat to his crown, even when they were supposedly best friends.
If they did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming drugs, consuming alcohol, and things of that nature.
The competition between them wasn't just about music, darling. It was about power. Both wanted to be the voice of hip-hop, the one setting all the trends. For a while, they managed this delicate dance, showing up at each other's events, collaborating on tracks, singing each other's praises in interviews. But behind closed doors, pure tension. One insider spilled that it was like a Cold War, with both of them trying to outdo each other while keeping up this fake friendship facade. Things really heated up in the late 90s and early 2000s when they were both reaching new heights. Diddy was riding high with Bad Boy Records being absolutely everywhere, while Jay Z was dropping hit after hit and building his Rockefeller empire. But 2001, that was the game changer when Jay Z dropped The Blueprint. Suddenly, Jay Z wasn't just successful, he was legendary. And let me tell you, that shift in power, it did not sit well with Diddy.
A judge has denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs. Of course, this was the hip-hop mogul's latest bid for freedom as he remains in federal jail for his racketeering and trafficking.
As time went on, their rivalry took on a whole new shape. While Diddy was out there building his media empire with Ciroc and Revolt TV, Jay-Z was making these brilliant business moves, buying Tidal, getting into sports management with Roc Nation Sports. Jay-Z was becoming the ultimate businessman, and sources say this was like a direct challenge to Diddy's status as hip-hop's biggest mogul.
I agree, and the risk of flight was always going to be a tough argument for the government because obviously Combs voluntarily came to New York. He surrendered his passports through his lawyer. He could have fled after the March raids of his Miami and Los Angeles homes. but he didn't. He has access to 2 private jets. I think it was a tougher argument. I know the government made the argument, but clearly the best argument was the dangerousness and the witness.
The fallout from this alleged betrayal has sent shockwaves through the industry, honey. Everyone's questioning everything they thought they knew about Diddy and Jay's relationship. Were they ever really friends at all, or was this whole thing just a business arrangement with a fancy bow on top? And if Diddy's really willing to throw Jay-Z under the bus to save himself, who else might be next on his list? These questions are haunting everybody in the industry right now. For Diddy, this alleged FBI deal might be his golden ticket to freedom, or at least his way to avoid spending years behind bars. With all these legal troubles piling up like dirty laundry, he's supposedly doing whatever it takes to stay out of prison. But the price? Oh, honey, he's risking everything. His reputation, his relationships, his whole legacy.
You know, it's still pretty early in the proceedings. I think it's only been about a month or a month and a half since he's been arraigned and held in detention. And so the investigations are always going to be a continuous and ongoing process. I'm sure at this point there's been an exchange of discovery. And not only that, but I think there's been a gag order placed on the attorneys with information that they can and cannot share.
And Jay-Z, the stakes couldn't be higher for him either. Even though he's out there strongly denying every single allegation, just being connected to this kind of scandal could leave permanent scars. Think about it. This man spent decades building this perfect image, making all the right moves, playing chess while others played checkers. And now, with Diddy allegedly singing to the feds, Jay-Z might be facing a battle he never saw coming. So what do you think? Could Diddy's alleged deal with the FBI be the final nail in the coffin for Jay-Z's music industry reign? And how do you think this betrayal is going to change the game forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're dying to hear what you think about this explosive situation. Until next time, stay tuned and stay curious because this tea is still piping hot.